As our population increases and elections become more complex, it is nearly impossible to run a successful election without a robust IT infrastructure. Well, I caught up with the Director of Publicity and Voter Education at INEC, and I started by asking him how he believes technology can help us run a successful election come 2019. Enjoy the chat.
Increasingly deploying technology, starting from the administrative, starting from basic things we do in the office. Everybody knows how much technology has changed the workplace. So we can equally apply to we have a work environment, so administratively we can apply technology in the way we communicate, in the way we pass on messages to people. We rely very heavily on technology, and that realization, that's why we set up the INEC Citizens Contact Center, the ICCC, and basically it's all about technology. It's all about social media, tied to technology. So we're on all the major social media platforms, and we get things going as a two-way street. We use technology for the mobile app, INEC mobile app, for example, where it's a two-way reporting thing. You get information from you, and you also give us information. Those are the basic administrative things. Operationally, we all know what technology has done. The permanent voter card has a chip inside of it. It's all driven by technology. The electronic register of voters, which is a more accurate form of vote register that captures your biometrics. So we don't have bogus registers anymore, where you have the Mike Tysons and such like people on our voters register, Mickey Mouse and things like that. So it's been purified. It has greater integrity. The register has much greater integrity, and is one of a series of technological innovations. After the voter register, we had the permanent voters card, which contains your biometrics. So those days that one person will hold 12 voters cards is no longer the case now, because this contains your biometrics, it contains your photograph, and then we have the card reader. The card reader reads the PVC, and it tells you whether you are the person who has brought that is the owner of the card. The biometrics match and helps us with accreditation. So issues of clone or fake cards, it tells us whether it's a card issued by INEC or not. It tells us whether the holder of that card is actually the owner of that card. Then we look at the register. Are you on that electronic register? But the permanent voters card ties with the smart card reader. But the smart card reader does a lot more. You use it apart from accreditation, in the transmission of and collation of results.
Social media, which is a branch of technology, what are some of the ways that INEC is using social media to engage the populace?
Well, we run all sorts of campaigns. We cannot be, for example, we have an outreach in youth vote count outreach in selected campuses in all geopolitical zones. We've been to 4 zones, and we have 2 more zones to go to. Now, at that very event, we can only reach 2,000, 3,000 people. But we stream these things, we live stream them, and we post them. And we're reaching millions of people right across the whole country and right across the world, quite honestly. So it's not just the people in that particular locality at that time. So that's why we're on Facebook, we're on Instagram, or also tell them things we're doing. So if you're not there physically, we carry you along. You can follow the messages, follow the trends, follow the information there. With the app as well, on your phone, real time, you get information as they're breaking. You don't have to go to any third party to get that information. It's direct, authentic, official information. In addition to our website, of course, where we have a mine of information that you need regarding procedures, dates of elections, and all sorts of information. Like who are the members of the commission, what powers does the commission have, all sorts of information that you need to find out. You don't need to ask anybody. It's easier for you to go there and find these things out for yourself than to ask a third party, quite honestly. And most likely that third party is either going to speak out of ignorance or is going to get information from these official sources. So it's great.
Every now and then we hear of cases of card readers not working or whatever. Sometimes it has to do with user education. What are some of the ways that people can interact with these devices better?
Yes, well, you see, you get one of the most familiar technological devices that we have is your phone, your smartphone, your phone, and it's technology driven. You do know that you have dropped calls. You do know that any technological device, all your palm held, your laptop, there are times it just freezes over. You just can't make headway, and you have to reboot and do things. So basically, people must realize that these things happen with any technological device. Even as sophisticated as the ATM machine and things like that, sometimes it dispenses and it says it has dispensed, but you don't get the money and things like that. We first tried card reader in 2015 elections. There have been marked improvements in the off-cycle elections since then. We've also, apart from the handing, the training is one, the handing is another. For example, keeping clean fingers is equally important for when there's grime or there's dust or there's grease in your palm. Of course, the device will not read it as efficiently as it would if you're clean and your grooves were straight. Some people, the kind of work you do, if you're a manual laborer, your grooves will not be as pronounced as somebody who just writes with a pen once in a while, kind of a thing. So yes, these are issues that handling is very, very important. And we think with training, and we've improved the devices. We've enhanced the card reader, for example. The aperture is much wider than it was, so quickly and more easily captured. The settings have been altered to more easily capture this thing. So it's both the end users and the holders of the devices that have to be enlightened and educated a lot more.
INEC has a mobile app, and can you tell us a bit about some of its features?
It's a two-way reporting tool. So when things are happening in the field, you can take photographs or text messages and send to us. Vote buying, vote selling, vote trading is a trending thing now, and people have mistaken the directives given by the commission. The commission says you should not use a mobile app in your smartphone into the voting cubicle. You can come to the polling station, polling center with your smartphone. If there's anything untoward happening, take photographs. It's all good. You can broadcast it and say, look, it's going on smoothly. That's great. But don't take it and go and take how you indicated your choice, the party you voted for, hopefully to go and collect money. So the app allows you to send text, send videos. There's an iReport feature that allows you to report things happening in the field and get them back to connecting to the situation room. It also we also use to pass information to voters about where to vote. You can integrate it. It's integrated into the website and into our database, such that you can also get to get your status, for example, whether you're registered, where you're registered, your polling unit. It can give you all those. You are not sure of the procedures. You're not sure of the dates. All the information you need to have on the electoral process are in your smartphone. So much. There's so many features. If I start now, I'll probably go on till the next 10 minutes telling you all the features or some of the features.
Although you've said that electronic voting won't work now because of the law, but if the time comes, would it ever be possible, especially for those in diaspora?
Well, there can be diaspora voting or out-of-country voting without necessarily, it may not be technologically based. Several countries conduct elections for their nationals, even in Nigeria, and some African countries do. But a lot of the time, they have a polling station, a polling center, polling units in the embassies, or they come take a specific public where their citizens are encouraged to go and cast their votes manually. So there's a relation. It's much, much easier for people. Technically, there's nothing stopping a Nigerian citizen abroad from voting, but he has to come here to register at the time of registration. Then he also has to come here at the time of voting. That's expensive and that's inconveniencing. And a lot of people want to vote from the convenience. But you see, eligible. Whatever Nigerians want is captured in the Constitution, and we work towards making those things a reality. But the essence of every election is that the people's vote should count, and only the votes should count. But there must be trust.
Finally, young people, technology, and the elections. What do you have to say?
Voting is the entry point. Participation is even more important. To be voting and be voted for. You know, it's so important for them to get involved. Join political parties. We're not saying which party you should join, but just get involved. Things cannot change if you stay on the outside. It's only if you're on the inside. Sebastian Kurz, the Prime Minister, Chancellor in Austria, was 31 years old when he was elected last year. He became so many people in their 30s. They didn't even start then. We are all editors now. Thank God, it's now democratized. We're all bloggers. We all have microbloggers. We all have our own sites. We all have publish information, disseminate information. But what kind of information are you sending out? Are they things that are relevant to your life, your well-being, your upbringing, your future?
Thank you for being on the show today.
Thank you for having me.
I've been chatting with INEC's Director of Publicity and Voter Education, Oluwole Osaze Uzi. That's our show for today. But the conversation continues online. Please follow us on social media. And don't forget, you can see these and other editions of the show on the Channels TV YouTube account or via my blog, cfatech.ng. For Tech Trends, I'm Chukwemeka Agbata.